Hello and welcome to Let Loose. This is episode 16. I am your host, Peter Thomas Fornatale, with you from Lexington, Kentucky, not too far from where the Kentucky Derby is going to be happening over in Louisville. Very happy to be joined for our final episode of the Oaks prep season here, and nobody better to talk about it with us than our man, far from the planet Texas, also at some undisclosed location in Kentucky right now, the People's Champion, Jonathan Kinchen. JK, what's up?
Yeah, I'm far from Texas. I'm far from my computer. I'm leaning back. I thought this would be just kind of a nice, comfortable. Actually, I don't have any choice in this hotel room. There's like a desk without a chair, so I have to sit on this couch.
Is it a standing desk? Do you do the whole standing desk thing? That might be
I have
good
a standing
for you.
desk at home. No, this is just a regular one. But I'm at a cool hotel, Mc21C in Louisville, Kentucky. It's cheap on Tuesday night of Derby week. It's expensive on Friday and Saturday. So I stayed here tonight. I'll be heading back to Lex Vegas where you are this evening. But yeah, I'm just going to, thought I'd sit back and relax a little bit here.
I know you are a huge fan of the Kentucky Oaks as a horse race, particularly this year for reasons that we'll get into. The road for the Lilies ends here on this Friday, last Friday in April. And we're going to talk about the race. But I want to tell you first about a very cool Twin Spires promotion. It's always great, those new member bonuses that are out there. There is one over at Twin Spires when your once a year racing friends, twice a year racing friends come to you and say what to do. Send them there to get their own accounts. You can use Bet200 for that. But the promo code I'm here to tell you about today isn't a promo code at all, more of an offer. And the good news is it's for existing customers. And what the deal is you get your money back if your horse runs second or third in any race at Churchill Downs during Kentucky Derby week. And the best thing about this, JK, is that offer means that money is going to be refunded to you within 1 hour after each race. You've got to opt in. So on the Twin Spires app or at twinspires.com, make sure to opt in to get this Kentucky Derby week money back offer of good stuff. All right, let's talk about the Kentucky Oaks. And I want to start with a pretty simple question that maybe isn't such a simple question. JK, who do you think is going to go off favored in this race?
Malathat, for sure. And I don't think it'll be too close either. I think she'll be favored in here. The buzz around this filly, she's undefeated. Todd Pletcher, her mother was the favorite in this race. There's a lot of things about her that I think will point in her being the favorite in here. And I think she's a deserved favorite based on what we've seen from her and what we've heard about how she's training here in Kentucky. And I think she will definitely be favored. I think Search Results is going to take some money. You're going to see some other horses take money, Clariere, as well as Travel Column. But I think Malathat will be the favorite.
I would have to agree. If you made me make the morning line, I would have agreed with the official morning line and put her a notch above. But I do think it's an interesting question because, first of all, in the international betting leading up to this, it has been Travel Column who's been favored, interestingly enough. And then just a cursory glance at whichever past performances you use, Search Results, also undefeated, also from a barn that wins races in bunches and early and often, Chad Brown, has a little bit of a figure advantage. So I thought that was an interesting one who I feel like has that opportunity to take money. Let's talk about the pace in this year's Kentucky Oaks, JK. How do you see this playing out on the track? Can you think of any runners you think might be particularly advantaged or disadvantaged by the pace scenario?
Yeah, I think that this race in general is very similar to the Derby. That there's so many horses. It's a big field. There's some horses that might feel their connections might even feel like they might be a little outclassed, so they try to get aggressive, possibly steal the race. I feel like these paces are typically pretty quick, and it's also a pretty short turn to the front, to the first short run to the first turn. It's a little bit different than it is in the Derby. You've got that long run to the first turn. So it's another reason why I think horses can be a little bit more aggressive earlier in the race. I don't think the race is going to be particularly fast. I don't think it's going to be a speed duel up top. But I think it'll be honest enough. There's enough tactical fillies in this race that I think people will be fighting to get position and keep the pace honest. I'm thinking 47-ish, maybe even a low 48. I think that if you want to come from out of it, you'll have a chance. And if you want to wire the field, I think you'll have a chance.
Let's talk about general wagering strategy. At the end of the show, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire and make you give your Kentucky Oaks pick. But in general, from what you've seen so far, looking at the card on Friday, looking at some of the cool cross-day options that are available as well, races linking from Friday to Saturday, which pools do you project that you're going to be the most active in that involve the Kentucky Oaks?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to play the Friday pick five. There's some stakes races on Friday. I want to definitely be participating in, closing out with the Kentucky Oaks. I'll play the Derby Day pick six. It's the 20-cent Derby City pick six, where they have the jackpot rules, but it will be a mandatory payout on Saturday. I'll be participating in that. And then the wager I'm the most excited about that I'll be firing away in is the $2 2-day all grade one pick six. And let me hop up on this soapbox just for a quick second.
Please.
Horse players, we complain about a lot of things. We complain about takeout. We complain about the computers. We complain about quality of races, full fields. This is all grade ones. Check. The $2 minimum is horse player friendly. I know that might not seem to be the case. You just have to work on your ticket construction, and maybe that wager becomes too rich for your blood at this current state. But the 20-cent minimums don't always help the horse player. They help the computers. They help the bigger teams to efficiently bet into these pools. The computers don't like the 2-day wagers. I absolutely love everything about this bet, and I'm really looking forward to being the focus of my Derby and Oaks weekend. Get started on Friday with 2 grade ones, and then wraps it up on Saturday with 4 grade ones. It should be a ton of fun.
I agree. That's a bet I'm really excited about. And I'm going to ask you an unscheduled question. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at this race. We haven't talked off air yet. But since you specifically mentioned the 2-day pick six as one of the main focuses of your Kentucky Oaks play, GAMINE on Saturday. You're a man, you've been known to sport the silver wig, a big proponent of Bob Baffert runners. Some of the biggest scores of your life have taken place on favorite Bob Baffert runners. GAMINE in the 2-day pick six. Is she a stone cold single free square for you, JK? Or is this a place where you might try to beat her and eke out some value elsewhere?
She's one of those fillies in one of those situations where if she runs her race, she'll win by 10. No question about it. There's no, if, maybe, if, kind of, if the pace, if they don't, if she runs her race, she wins. The question always is that if she throws a clunker for whatever reason, then anyone can win. So you have to decide how you want to approach the race. I am fine leaning on horses like that and then trying to get creative and pick up value in other legs of the race. I think she's going to be hard to beat. Her comeback race was spectacular. Bob Baffert ships well. She seems to be training well. She has a rider who's familiar with her. She's run well on lots of different surfaces. I do believe that she's a single and turning it into to virtually a pick five.
Who ships better, Bob Baffert or you?
I ship pretty good. I enjoy the some things about travel that stress people out. I don't care. I'll Uber there. It doesn't make a difference. I like security. I've got clear and TSA pre-check. I'm good with it. I also like to get to the airport at the last possible second. I don't pack great, but I've gotten better. I brought 9 pairs of shoes, and I'm not embarrassed about it.
Horse players are known for being crazy contrarians, folks, and you're beginning to see why. Let's get back to the Oaks specifically. I want to know, we're going to get to your pick here in a minute, but in general, is this a race where you're looking to narrow down for your 2-day pick six, or do you think you have to use a bunch of them?
Yeah, it's funny. I reserve the right, by the way, to kind of adjust my opinion because I am here gathering information. I'm always gathering information. We gathered information last night about how well Malathaat's training. That changes and impacts my decision-making. I'm always gathering. So as of right now, I believe that I'm going to be pretty skinny in the Oaks. There'll be other races where I won't be as skinny. I think the Oaks, in terms of that sequence, I'm going to narrow most of my play down to 1 prep race, and I'm going to fade 2 prep races completely, and I will respect a 4th prep race. So that's my annoying way of teasing people to wait another
They're going to have to
minutes
wait and
before I
listen
tell
to me read that second promo offer before you give your pick. That's what you're saying. We're going to do him dirty like that. Give us a horse who's not your specific focus, who you think is interesting at a price.
Yeah, I'll give you two. I think MARACUJA or Will Secret are interesting at a price. And that might be a little foreshadowing on the races that I hold highly and the ones that I don't. I think MARACUJA is interesting. Obviously, I'm excited for Kendrick just to see what Kendrick does. But Rob Atras wins a lot of races in New York, and he does a good job. And I thought this horse ran well behind search results in the Demoiselle, not the Demoiselle, the Gazelle. It's one of the Zelles.
One of the Zell and not the one that gets you paid.
Absolutely. And then Will Secret's another one. She'll be a huge price. And I thought she ran well in the Ashland, kind of closing into a pace that wasn't particularly fast. And I thought she ran well in there too. So I think those are two horses that'll be big prices that I'm not going to be cutting in line to bet to win, but I will use underneath.
So you will approach this race vertically as well? Do you think it's more of an exacta type of a play or a trifecta, or are you going to get into the deeper exotics with it?
There's races where I do want to. I do feel like you got to get vertical, and this is one of them because I have a strong opinion. I have a strong opinion of two horses I think are going to run well. A nice double key opportunity. If you're not familiar with how you construct a double key, essentially what you would do, let's just call the key horses the 1 and the 2. You essentially can do like a 1-2 with 3, 4, 5, 6 with 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you come back on another ticket and you go 3, 4, 5, 6 with 1-2 with 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you wrap it up with a 3, 4, 5, 6 with 3, 4, 5, 6 with 1-2. Essentially, what you're saying is that the 1 or the 2 both have to run first or second. And I actually said that wrong. It'd be 1-2 with 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to keep those keys in the second and third leg as well. Just rewind it and listen to it again. You'll figure out what I mean.
I think it's clear enough. We're going to get to who those keys will be. But I do want to just remind folks about this very cool Kentucky Derby Week money back offer. You get your money back if your horse runs second or third in any race at Churchill Downs during Kentucky Derby Week. And the best thing about this offer from Twin Spires is that refunds will be credited within 1 hour after each race. And also just put in the plug again. When you got those new people coming at you, oh, can you make a bet for me? No, don't make a bet for them. Send them to twinspires.com or the Twin Spires app. Tell them, use the Bet 200, take advantage of that free money, and bet all weekend and hopefully turn it into a score. Speaking of scores, how are we going to score out, JK, in this year's Kentucky Oaks? Who are you seeing as your key horses? Let's get down to business.
Yeah, I think the Ashland is the prep. I think that was the key prep. I think that was the one that is going to produce the winner of the Kentucky Oaks. I remember leaving Keeneland that day on Bluegrass Day, and I said I think we saw the Derby and the Oaks winner today, and we'll see about the Derby when we talk that race. But I think Malathaat and Pass the Champagne are the two horses that you want in here. I think Malathaat is the most likely winner. I think Pass the Champagne is a likely winner, and her price is going to be a lot more attractive. It's no secret that part of my heart lie with Pass the Champagne. With having the group that owns her, good friends, and I want them to win. But I really, truly believe from a handicapping standpoint, she's got a great shot. Malathaat is, I think most people will say, the best 3-year-old in the country, 3-year-old filly in the country. She's undefeated, and she barely beat Pass the Champagne. Pass the Champagne, that was her first time going 2 turns. It was her second start with George Weaver. It was her first time being ridden by Javier, where he got to learn more about her. It was a short stretch rather than a long stretch. Maybe the added distance helps. There's lots of reasons I think Pass the Champagne can take a step forward, and she'll be my pick in the 2021 Kentucky Oaks.
You mentioned a race you're eager to fade. Walk us through some of the other top contenders in here.
Yeah, I don't need the Gulfstream Park Oaks, and I think maybe even a little bit more surprising, I don't need the Fairgrounds Oaks. It feels like Travel Column and Clairiere, while they're nice horses, they both needed great trips to beat one another. So they're either both really good or they're both not very good in terms of this race. They're very good horses. I'd love to own them. And I'm going to go with the fact that race isn't as good as one might think. And I'm going to do the same thing with the Gulfstream Park Oaks. I'm going to fade those horses as well.
And where did you end up landing on the Gazelle? I would imagine, based on what you said before, you got to keep search results in the mix if you're interested in the one that ran second to her.
Yeah, I think search results is the type of horse when I'm playing multi-race bets, she will be involved. She'll be kind of a lower tier for me, not quite a B, but I think that I want to have more money going through the Ashland horses than I do through search results. But if she wins, I'm not going to get beat.
We hadn't talked about this before, but our opinions come up very, very similar. I went with Malathaat. I love Pass the Champagne as a long price to mix in there for verticals. I certainly won't get beat if she wins the race. I think I like search results a little more than you, but we're on a similar page. If there's one difference of opinion we have, it might be that I am going to try to split Travel Column and Clairiere. And Clairiere is the one I want coming out of it. Just one who I've always felt like would excel with a little more time and a little more distance. And I felt like from a trip point of view, she was actually very, very impressive the last day. Had not a very good trip in my view. And I just love the way she finished up. I need to keep Clairiere on side in this spot. A closing thought from you, JK, on this year's Kentucky Oaks.
No, it's great to be back here. It's great to have the fans back. It was nice to be out there this morning and seeing them gallop around there, and really looking forward to seeing Pass the Champagne and Malathaat hook up at the top of the stretch, and hopefully Pass the Champagne get the job done.
May the best filly win. It's going to be great fun on Friday afternoon. Thank you, JK. Thanks to our friends over at twinspires.com and also our friends over at Betting Content. For all of them, I'm Peter Thomas Fornatale. May you win all your Kentucky Oaks photos.